Welcome to the Evoto AI Edge podcast, the show where we dive deep into the world of photography, business, and cutting-edge AI technology. If you are a photographer looking to streamline your workflow, boost your productivity, and grow your business, then you're in the right place. The secret to booking more weddings. Why vendor marketing is your best strategy in the competitive world of wedding photography. Most photographers focus their marketing efforts on engaged couples, running social media ads, attending bridal expos, and optimizing their websites. While these are valid strategies, there's a far more effective way to generate consistent, quality bookings: vendor marketing. By shifting my focus from direct client marketing to building strong industry relationships, I've created a sustainable business model that continues to bring in high-quality clients year after year. And here is how you can do the same. How Evoto AI retouching transformed my marketing strategy. For years, I outsourced my retouching, spending anything between $1 and $8 per image, which added up to $850+ per wedding. The turnaround time was about a week, making it impossible to get images to vendors quickly. Then Evoto AI retouching changed everything. Now I spend around $50 per wedding, and my images are ready within minutes. While I still strategically time my client deliveries, this newfound efficiency allows me to send images to vendors almost instantly, strengthening relationships and ensuring that my work is at the forefront of their marketing material. By embracing Evoto AI retouching, I was able to invest my time and savings into strengthening vendor relationships, an approach that led to more consistent, high-quality bookings than any direct marketing strategy I had tried before. Instead of constantly chasing new leads through paid advertising, I positioned myself as the go-to photographer for top industry professionals. The power of strategic image delivery timing is everything when it comes to delivering images. My approach is very deliberate. With clients, I maintain the usual delivery timeline. The post-wedding high fades after the honeymoon. So delivering images later reignites that excitement. However, with vendors, I send images quickly, whilst the wedding is still fresh in their minds and before they have resorted to using their own low-quality phone snaps. Controlling the narrative. I provide vendors with images early, but I do request that they wait for the green light before they post. This allows me to control the rollout of images on social media, ensuring that they align with my brand and the couple's experience and emotional expectations. The real power of vendor influence. Imagine a client walks into a florist. She has a vague idea of what she wants, but she's relying on the florist's expertise to guide her. As they discuss the flowers, she might ask, "Do you have any recommendations for a great photographer?" The florist immediately pulls out a beautifully created album featuring her past work, every stunning floral installation perfectly captured by the same photographer. That's the power of vendor influence. Most brides don't start their wedding planning with photography. They might perhaps book venues, florists, and planners first, who then influence their other choices. If every vendor a couple interacts with keeps recommending the same photographer, it creates an incredibly strong referral pipeline. Beyond florists and venues, consider the influence of wedding planners and other industry leaders. When high-end planners constantly refer you, it elevates your brand positioning. Imagine being referred to as the Rolls-Royce of wedding photography when your name is spoken about in the industry. It carries weight. Couples trust planners, and planners trust photographers who not only deliver stunning work, but also provide a seamless, professional experience. Let's look at the challenges of traditional marketing. Many photographers rely heavily on Instagram ads, Google search rankings, or perhaps attending wedding fairs to attract their clients. While these methods can work, they do have limitations. They're expensive and competitive. Running ads requires constant investment, and the competition is fierce. You do have unpredictable results. Algorithms change, trends shift, and what works today might not work tomorrow. There's also a limited trust factor. A bride seeing your ad is not the same as a trusted vendor personally recommending you. Vendor marketing bypasses these challenges by leveraging existing industry trust and relationships. How to build strategic vendor partnerships. Here's how I make vendor marketing a key part of my business growth. Provide high-quality images. Most vendors lack professional images of their work. By supplying them with well-edited, properly lit photographs, I ensure that my name is attached to their marketing. I send medium-resolution images with a subtle watermark for online use and offer high-res files for print with a byline. I format images for specific uses, such as Facebook cover photos, ensuring that vendors are more likely to use them. Not only does this elevate their brand, but it also increases their chances of being published in wedding blogs and perhaps magazines, giving them and you even more exposure. Create vendor-specific marketing material. I make it easy for vendors to promote both their work and mine by creating custom material like Facebook banners tailored to their business. I give them curated image folders with content that they can use for their websites and social media. Branded vendor cards featuring their work, subtly incorporating my logo, which they hand out to potential clients. Strengthen relationships through experience instead of spending money on traditional advertising. I've reinvested my savings from Evoto AI retouching into relationship building. Take key vendors out for a coffee, a lunch, or even give them a day at the spa. This can foster genuine connections and makes them far more likely to recommend me. Without being too intrusive, I take time to learn about them as people, what they love outside of work, their hobbies, their aspirations. These connections go beyond business and create real partnerships built on trust. Elevating vendor relationships by offering branding and advertising photography. One of the most overlooked yet incredibly effective ways to strengthen your vendor relationships and ensure you become their top recommended photographer is by offering to create professional branding and advertising images for their business. Most wedding vendors, from florists to planners to bridal boutiques, invest heavily in their services but overlook their own marketing visuals. They rely on scattered phone photos, outdated images, or wedding day shots that focus on the couple rather than their business. This is where you can step in and add immense value. Why branding photos matter to vendors. Think about the vendors you enjoy working with. You've probably captured their beautiful work on the wedding day, but have you ever photographed them, their team, their process, their behind-the-scenes moments? Many vendors struggle to market themselves effectively because they don't have high-quality images showcasing who they are and what they do. By offering branding photography, whether it's a set of headshots, a behind-the-scenes look at them crafting a bouquet, or a well-lit image of their boutique or venue, you're giving them powerful tools to elevate their brand. How does this benefit you in terms of strengthening your relationship with them? When a vendor sees you as someone who helps their business grow, not just someone who's asking for referrals, they become your advocate. Visibility in their marketing. If you provide vendors with professional branding images, they will use them on their website, social media, and advertising, often with credits to you. This gives you ongoing exposure to their audience, a foot in the door. If you want to work with a particular vendor but haven't yet built a relationship, offering a complimentary branding session is a perfect way to establish trust and open that door to future collaborations. How to offer branding photography. Select key vendors. Choose vendors whose work aligns with your brand and who you would like to build a long-term partnership with. Make a genuine offer. Approach them with a simple, no-pressure proposal. I love your work and I'd love to help you with some high-quality images for your marketing. Would you be interested in a quick branding session to showcase you and your team in action? Focus on their needs. Offer to capture what would be most beneficial for their brand. Whether it's a stylish headshot, behind-the-scenes working shot, or an environmental portrait of their space. Deliver strategically. Provide web-ready images that are easy for them to use on social media and on their website. If you watermark them subtly, they'll often keep your branding visible whilst sharing. The long-term impact when vendors use your images to market their business. They naturally become brand ambassadors for you. They feel invested in your success. because you're invested in theirs. When a client asks, do you know a good photographer? Guess whose name comes up first? This is a high-value, low-cost way to create a powerful marketing ripple effect. Start by offering branding photography to one vendor and watch how your reputation as a go-to photographer in the industry grows. Offering family photos to preferred vendors. A very powerful way to deepen vendor relationships is by offering to take family photos for your preferred vendors. This allows them to experience your talent firsthand, not just see your work, but feel what it's like to be in front of your camera. When a vendor has personally experienced how effortlessly you guide a session, how comfortable you make people feel, and how stunning the results are, they become even more passionate about recommending you. They can genuinely tell clients, I've been photographed by this person and they are amazing. This isn't about a transactional exchange, but about relationship building. It's an opportunity to give back, show appreciation, and solidify yourself as their go-to photographer. And in return, you gain not just a strong referral partner, but a true advocate for your brand. But be selective with your vendor partnerships. I only market to vendors that I want to work with again. If a vendor's work or service doesn't align with my brand, I don't invest in that relationship. So what are your next steps? Take action today. If you are a wedding photographer looking to attract more quality clients, start shifting your marketing approach today. Here's your action plan. Pick one vendor. It could be a florist, a planner, or a venue that you admire. Reach out to them for a coffee meeting. And don't just talk about weddings. Get to know them as a person. Without being intrusive, learn about their hobbies, their interests, and what they love outside of work. Offer value. After your meeting, follow up with a few curated images or a beautifully framed photograph that they can use for their business. This builds goodwill and positions you as an ally rather than just another photographer. Nurture the relationships, stay in touch, collaborate on style shoots, and continue providing value over time. Photographers who cultivate vendor relationships don't just book more weddings, they build a network that fuels their business for years to come. Start thinking beyond the bride. Focus on the people who influence her decisions, and you will create a marketing strategy that works for years to come. If you found this episode helpful, I would love to hear your thoughts. Reach out, connect with me on social media, and let's continue the conversation. Thanks for listening, and I will see you in the next episode.